I'm cooking everything in my grandmother's recipe box, and today I'm making her French onion soup.
This is the recipe. As you can see, it's not a recipe card. It's actually a newspaper clipping that she saved in her recipe box. Okay, so first we're going to start up by slicing 8 onions to about a 1/4 inch thick. This is the total of 8 onions. You see it's a lot of onion. Then we're going to add half a cup of butter to a Dutch oven on low heat. This is very important, and we're going to add in all the onions. We're trying to caramelize the onions. We're not trying to brown them. If you do it on high heat, you'll brown the onions and you won't get the same kind of flavor. So it's really important that you do it on low heat. Added a bit of salt to help break down the onions, and then I'm going to show you kind of over time how the onions change. So this was about after 10 minutes. As you can see, the onions are starting to release a bit of moisture. And then here, this is about after 30 minutes. So the recipe would tell you to stop at this point, but I decided to keep going to develop more flavor. So this is after about an hour. As you can see, they're starting to turn a bit of brown, and then this is about an hour and a half. You have a nice golden brown. You could take this even further if you wanted, but I didn't want to. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your consomme. You're going to add 4 cans of canned consomme, and then you're going to add 3 cups of water, mixing that together. You're also going to add a few sprigs of thyme. I think she used dry thyme. I had fresh, so I used fresh, a couple dried bay leaves, and a bit of black pepper. You're going to mix that all together, and then you're going to bring it to a boil and then put it down to a simmer to simmer for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you're going to add in half a cup of dry sherry, mixing that in and then letting it simmer for another 10 minutes just to incorporate that flavor. Then you're going to put it into your bowls. My bowls were quite big, so it took about 3 scoops, but again, if you had smaller bowls, it might only take 1 or 2 and it could go a bit further. But I would say with this recipe, with the size of bowl I had, you could probably do 5 or 6 bowls. Then you're going to take some toasted baguettes and you're going to top the soup with the baguettes. And then you're going to top the baguettes with a bunch of mozzarella cheese. You want it to really cover. You want to use more cheese than you think you need because when it melts, it's going to really thin out. And you really want it to cover the baguettes. Add a bit of Parmesan cheese, put it in an oven that has a broiler on the top rack, and you're just going to leave it on there until it turns nice and golden brown, and you have delicious French onion soup.
All right, here it is after it's been broiled. It looks amazing. Let's see if it tastes as good. The broth is super good. The sherry really comes through. The thyme and bay kind of blend in to make this like perfect harmony of herbs. The cheese and bread is just like perfectly softened and caramely. It's a great recipe. It takes a bit of time to caramelize the onions, but after that it's pretty easy. So I'd give it a try. It's a great shortcut using the consomme, so have at her.